Democrats are freaking out about the prospect of the American people viewing all of the footage from January 6. Up until now, you've only seen edited clips they wanted you to see. But wouldn't we see more evidence of MAGA insurrection? Or might we see evidence of incompetence or even entrapment? If you don't know the truth, you can't be set free. That's today's Cosmic Reckoning. By now, you've probably heard that Speaker McCarthy has released 44,000 hours of footage from January 6 to Fox News host Tucker Carlson. It's another promise fulfilled for the Speaker, who vowed to tear down the barriers erected by Democrats to protect and conceal the full story of what happened on that fateful day. Democrat Senator Schumer is livid, suggesting the Speaker is needlessly exposing the Capitol complex to one of the worst security risks since 9/11. The footage Speaker McCarthy is making available to Fox News is a treasure trove of closely held information about how the Capitol complex is protected, and its public release would compromise the safety of the legislative branch and allow those who want to commit another attack to learn how Congress is safeguarded. Which got me to asking, can the American people be trusted with the truth? So, in very general terms, what do we know and what don't we know about January 6th? Look, there's no question that hundreds of Trump supporters made some ignorant, even stupid decisions that day. A handful were violent. No Capitol police officers died that day or as a result of January 6th. Sadly, 5 Americans did die during the chaotic response from the Capitol Police. But what we don't know is why Nancy Pelosi and Democrat Mayor Bowser refused Trump's request to put more than 10,000 National Guard troops at the Capitol. Had they taken Trump's advice, the chaos and riots of January 6 would never have happened. Nancy has never been asked, what did you know and when did you know it?
What is this? What is this? Don't bother me with a question like that.
This is a central question to understanding whether January 6 was incited by President Trump or invited by the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. It can't be stated enough that Pelosi has the constitutional authority and responsibility for all security at the Capitol. We do know that the Democrats' own Inquisition, they call it a select committee, concluded that law enforcement had a very direct role in contributing to the security failures that led to the violence. Now, you wouldn't know that because Liz Cheney never bothered to include that portion of the report in their made-for-primetime TV special. That seems like a terribly important fact that should have been shared in primetime, don't you think? We also don't know what role the FBI or other federal agencies played on or before January 6. When challenged to deny that the FBI had undercover agents dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol before it was breached, FBI Director Chris Wray had this response.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my...
Jumping to the defense of the ruling class, the New York Times ran a CYA piece admitting that, indeed, Watson, the FBI had at least 8 agents or informants embedded in the Proud Boys before and on January 6. Thanks to a leak from the FBI to the New York Times, we also know they targeted Enrique Tarrio, the president of the Proud Boys. Now, you would think the New York Times would tell us how guilty Mr. Tarrio is. Well, fasten your seatbelts, because this is going to be a hard right turn. The FBI's own informant testified the group had no plans to engage in violence the next day except to defend itself from potential assaults from leftist activists. Oh yeah, it gets better. The same guy said that Proud Boys leaders gave explicit orders to maintain a defensive posture on January 6, At another point in the interview, he said that he never heard any discussion that day about stopping the Electoral College process. I hope you're not too car sick, because there's one more big turn coming up regarding the FBI's investigation of that domestic terrorist group known as the Proud Boys. The FBI wrote and planted the 1776 Returns Manifesto that prosecutors cite as Exhibit A in their charges against the militant insurrectionists. So we know the FBI had informants embedded in the Proud Boys and other right-wing groups months before and on January 6. We know the FBI manufactured documents and tried to plant them on members of the group the day before January 6. We do not know exactly what FBI agents who were dressed as Trump supporters were doing on January 6 inside and outside the Capitol. And yet, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries slammed Republicans providing Fox News with footage from the January 6, 2021 insurrection as an egregious security breach. Really? From what we know, the security at the Capitol on January 6 appears to have been purposely inadequate. So inadequate that the Democrats' own investigation concluded those security failures led to the violence. Now, what we don't know is why Pelosi intentionally chose optics over security. Wasn't it Pelosi and the Democrats warning us it could be violent? We still don't know what scheme the FBI put into play before and on January 6. Nor can we prove what their intentions were. So are Schumer and Jeffries really concerned about another mega 9/11? Or are they concerned the American people might see a different story if they witness the footage for themselves? As for me, I think we can handle the truth. I trust the American people. That's today's Cosmic Reckoning. I'm Brian Tuttimore signing off. And remember, think right to live free.